Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mark and today we're on day 16, I think, of our thing. So let's see what we're drawing today. Today's choice is a lemming. I don't know what a lemming is. Is it one of those rats, hamster-like things? So we're drawing a lemming. But before we draw and find our references, kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps in the whole grand scheme of YouTube. And thank you very much. So let's begin. Seems I was correct. It is a rat. It's a rat that lives in a mountain or in the mountains. And it was difficult finding this reference though. I feel Unsplash doesn't have any pictures of lemmings and Pexels has one. So I got this on Wikimedia Commons in case you want to find this. Of course I will, sorry, I'll put that in the description. So let's see what we do today. Do we draw? Do we sketch? Do we use highlighter? Apparently there's a highlighter here. I don't know what most of these things do. So let's go, let's just, I'm not sure. Today's a weird day. I woke up really early and then suddenly I was hit with the urge to sleep. So I've woken up again just now. I'm just tired, guys. Let's do it as a sort of painting today because we are being chill. I'm color picking. This is the rock in the background and the rock. I should have drawn this before. The best thing about layers is we can do this. So this is the rock that rock is resting on. Just paint all this and then paint this here, something like that. Between these layers I'll add the shadow. So I'm just basically building up from the back. Then I can, if I want to, can blend some of this, but probably let's save that till the last moment. So today we're using our painting brushes. They come with KRITA free. This is a Bristles 2 flat rough. So now I'm going to start on the actual animal and I'm going to imagine this yellowish orange color is its original color. I'm going to paint him over here. And today I'm just dealing with shapes. I have mapped some of the shortcuts, the things I use mostly to my tablet buttons. I rarely use them because most of my softwares require the use of the keyboard. So I'm also practicing finding keys without looking at keys. I know how to do it when I'm typing, but when it's drawing, you need to find the control key, which I do not have because I'm using a Mac and some Windows things are still in me. So if you're doing some typing, you might hit Option instead of Command because they're switched somehow. And I don't know why Macintosh decided to use Option and Command. And there's also a control. I don't know what the control does. I had this computer for like a year, but I don't know what the control does. Also, in the last like 3-4 videos, I have been like really self-conscious because I saw somewhere there are several types of artists and I am apparently a tongue out kind of artist. When I'm painting, I can feel myself like sticking out my tongue in my left side. Like this, if you can see in the tiny window. So like when I'm really concentrating, it happens. And since that meme post, I've been like really feeling when I'm doing it. But just let me know, guys, which kind of artist are you? If you are an artist and you're watching this, are you a tongue out kind of artist? Are you what was the other one? There are several. They make funny faces when you're drawing artist. There's the other one that I remember. I don't know. I'll link, I think when I find it, I'll link it in the description as well. You guys can find and discover for yourself. And I don't think you have to be an artist to resonate with that because it's just, what do you do when you're like really in the zone or really concentrating on something? I'm not sure if this brush is like blending things. It seems like it is because this is like really black. When I come on top, like blending with the yellow orange thing we put down. So that's strange. It should be noted for the new guys. First of all, if you are new, thank you for watching. Thank you for stumbling across this painting, drawing, art channel. I appreciate you and I appreciate you even more if you subscribe. And again, if you're new, I have been mostly working in Photoshop. Photoshop being a digital art photo manipulation program, it has most of these things, but they don't interact. I've never seen the brushes interact with the colors below the actual thing. Probably I haven't been using the right brushes, or I hadn't found the brushes I should have been using. But so far the brushes aren't doing this sort of blending with whatever it is you put below. So this is like really cool, and I think it's supposed to mimic traditional brushes. Probably this is a dry oil brush, but of those things I am not sure, because I'm not really, the only traditional art I've done so far is with pencil and ballpoint pen, although I don't know if people consider ballpoint as traditional. It's really black. It's not supposed to be that black. Anyway guys, how has your Tuesday been? We are very close to the end, in that we have 14 more videos to make. That's just 2 weeks. We've already done 2 weeks, so it should be, I don't know, something I look forward to, although I'm not really sure what I will do after this sort of series, although I really want to, and I need to learn anatomy. So probably I'll make a series on learning anatomy, one feature at a time. I don't think it will be like a video a day like this, but if you want it to be, you can let me know. Probably like a video a week. Still not sure, still playing around with that idea, so let me know in the comments below. Again, for the new guys, I have been drawing an animal a day from a jar, and in my jar there's one extra piece of paper that is blank, and I've been telling people to tell me what they want me to draw. Should we ever should you ever pick up the blank piece of paper? So if you're new and you want to like put your character into the mix, let me know in the comments. So far we have a spider, a beetle, an alien beetle, an alien, and those are the only 4 I've received so far. So let me know if you have like an animal you'd like to see depicted on the screen. Hopefully I'm doing this challenge well, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. But the whole gist of this entire exercise is to learn how to use KRITA for digital art and to paint some animals, because I've been feeling like I need to paint some animals for a while. So this whole thing is giving me an excuse to do that. Anyway guys, today I don't have any interesting facts about lemmings, because first of all, I didn't know this is what we're going to draw, and secondly, I know 2 things. I know they're eaten by kestrels. It's like this really cool hawk that can hover. That's really cool. And I know they have like a reputation for jumping off cliffs, but I believe that's false. I don't know where that came from. For the kestrels, I know that they can see in UV light, and that's really cool. So they hunt lemmings by looking at their urine. Apparently they pee something that in UV looks yellow, and that's how the kestrels like track them. Let's see what this looks like from afar. It's not bad, considering we're drawing a rat. Yes, I know it's not a rat, but it is rat-like. So this is a mistake. Refining the features too early is a mistake, but I can't help it. Cannot, the life of me. Pop this. I need a gray around the eye. We have like a shadowy color, but I did color pick, but I have mixed in with a bit of white, so some areas aren't so reddish on our drawing. And with some white, we highlight some of these fur bits. We should note that the lemming itself is on its own layer, so everything we're doing is on one layer now. Very dangerous, very dangerous. You're doing digital, but we are mimicking traditional today, so I think it works. In case of anything, we can always paint over it like this. Don't know how that happened. Here's how it looks mirrored. I would probably now, for these red bits, I think a more experienced person would most likely use another brush for the details. But on this channel, I think I usually stick to one brush for drawing, at least when it's working, it's working. When it's not, well, it's not. We are finding that speckled kind of mottled look. I am your father. And then with some lighter pressure, I am just doing a bit of tapping. If I were more into the editing bit of these videos, I'd put a person tap dancing just about now. Yeah, just tapping, ping tapping. Probably need to erase this butt. It's more KRITA-ish, so most of this buttock, some of this over here. And that's the magic of digital. I can erase oil. Just like yesterday, I could erase watercolor. That's just something nice, something cool. So again, still tapping with these other colors, we can make this fur texture like pop a bit, make this animal cute and fuzzy, although again it is a rat technically, but rats can be cute and fuzzy, at least on screen. In my country, whatever this is called, whatever it might be doing, it is a rat. We don't like rats here, not around these parts. So I know my eye is a bit bigger, but let's call that a stylistic choice because it's working for me. And I think the most challenging part of this thing will be the background, which I will try. But if I fail, it's because I am not a background artist, and that is my excuse. I don't generally do environments, either because I'm scared, which I don't know why. They're just rocks, man. Just rocks. Yeah, but I don't like environments yet. I've learned to be saying yet, because who knows? In the future, they might be my thing. Be the next Bob Ross. I think that's cute enough. Maybe erase some of here. I press too hard. Erase some of these. It's not bad. So the tricky bit. We name this the Lemming. This is the Lemming shadow. And this is the close-up rock, background rock, and the shadow of that rock. Sorry. So this is a tricky bit. But again, who knows? You might actually like this, probably. So I'm going to start with, I think I'll change the brush. Let's use this large smooth brush. I'm just looking at the reference, a bit dark towards the bottom, and then it gets lighter. So I'm using my J key. If you just downloaded KRITA, yours would be the L key. That's our rock. Let's decrease this opacity and just smooth things out a bit, just a bit. Rocks aren't smooth unless they're in the sea, so it needs some grit, some highlights here and there, tongue out as always. So I'm going around color picking just to make sure I don't like paint with just one color, because that's not as realistic as we think. By we, I mean me. And then probably with this kind of color, I'll try and crease my brush, paint like some reflected light, the edge here, because there is some reflected light action going on, different edges actually. Then I'll come with my smoothing thing, just hit some parts, not everything, just maybe some corners. So we have that. In this layer again, we have the rock the thing is resting on, so I color pick that. And first of all, it starts from around here, goes over there, and then this rock begins under here. Actually under here still has some bit of this color, and then this color on the edge-ish. I'm doing those large strokes. I think for this I will smooth it out just so I can get the form correct, and then realize this part is lighter, this part is a bit dark, but it's like it's on a flat piece of rock. So this is the base that our Lemming is sitting on. Let me smooth that. And just remember the shortcut to switch between brushes. It's the question mark key. It's not really a common key I've been using, so that's why it's a bit hard to remember that. I think with continual use of the software, things will get easier. I have to change the shadow as well, one thing at a time. For this bit, it has some craggly, mossy like stuff. I'm trying not to really focus on because I don't want to. It's because I know myself. I know if I focus on the details too much, I'll spend hours on just this spot. So this way of painting is actually really helping, because if you realized, today I've not been really looking at this guy's fur. His fur is always really tricky sometimes. As I was telling my wife this yesterday, for animals, Actually, I wasn't talking about animals. Talking about humans. Our eyes see quite a lot. We've been blessed in that way. We can notice things in detail, very much clear detail. And as artists, we would like to paint things in the detail that we see them, especially if you're not doing like really stylized work. However, you can't draw every single leaf on a tree. No matter how much of a realistic painter you are, you can't do that. I mean, you can, but it'll take you years to finish a piece, or at least many, many months. Many moons, just to say you painted every single leaf on something. So I was telling her with humans, that's our blessing, and as an artist, it might be, I don't want to say curse, but it might be really difficult to reconcile that, which is why we paint how we paint, which is why styles exist. Because I think people realized they can't paint everything however they like, so they developed their own way of painting things. But the good thing about art is, and about humans again, is if you just make the decision to depict that thing you're depicting in the way that you do. I don't know what I'm saying, I'm sorry. If you depict the thing and its word is readable, the human brain like interprets it in itself, like, yep, that's a tree full of leaves. We don't actually have to see everything to realize what we're looking at. So for today, the fur on the lemming is actually just paint strokes. Paint strokes, my friends. Don't have to be individual fur pictures, pieces, or ooh, okay. So I just realized I don't actually need to click. It's wonderful. Then this rock is also pretty dark. Let's mix in some of that color. Use this. It's pretty dark here at the bottom, then lighter at the top. So you have something like that. And then for the border, I feel like I should like demarcate it a bit more. We know these are two different entities. Again, if it doesn't work, it's because I'm not an environment artist. If it does work, it means I'm very awesome. I am exceptional. Okay, so let's light up this edge, and we can do it with like layer modes. I feel like just painting today. We're just painting today. We have this one. So now I need to fix the shadow, perspective of the shadow. It's going like this. I need to erase something here. It's on my lemming layer, so that. Also on my lemming shadow, I feel like I need to change some of it. Yes, it's black, but it also reflects this yellow. So it should be somewhere there, somewhere here, especially here in the hind quarter. And then it can transition to black as it goes. And then of course it's not like really symmetrical the way I've done this. And it's also lighter here at the top. Ooh, I painted my shadows in the same place. Ooh, so sad. Anyway, I'm not correcting that mistake. That will have to do. Add a bit of black inside the shadow, just dark enough, at least where the body is close to the ground. And what else? What else do we need? Probably on this rock, need to make it more scraggly. Don't know if that's the word. More gritty, more something. Need some bits of highlight, some bits of shadow under those highlights, because the sun is hitting it like pretty hard. Needs to have some things in shadow, some things not in shadow, some dark bits where we don't have yet anything, some light bits and certain features. Don't know if it's working yet. Probably we're in the ugly phase of the rock. Frogs can have ugly phases, but fortunately I am not an environment artist, so whatever we do is going to be fine. Yet, got to say yet. I'm not an environment artist yet. Now I'm just tapping in some of these colors into some of these areas, and just a slight bit of blending, just slightly, not too much. Probably we can add an even lighter bit of this color, but lighter, and use it very, very liberally here. Actually, it's really dark. To show the distance over there, then probably on this layer we might have to erase, and then on top of this layer we can go for this green and just do still big, something like this, for like the grasses in the background. Don't have to have much. we can add some. Those even grasses, or are they the whiskers? I'll stick with the grass. And then for that layer, I can come to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, make it as if it's back there. Then on my lemming, on top of him, use this color and a very small brush. It's too small. And just give him his whiskers over here. Yeah, it should be done. Probably not. Let's do some of this moss. Brighter in some places, darker in some places. Big, small, right, dark, right. Oh, what's that? There's a thing in the shadows I didn't see until now. This yellow strip. Ooh, interesting. Do I include it? Do I not? Let's not. So anyway, guys, here is our lemming, the final picture. Hey. So this drawing has taken us 50 minutes, including a bit of time to look for the references. But I like it. It's nice. Very nice. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoy this video, kindly leave this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what the blank piece of paper should say according to you. And I'll collect those suggestions. And we'll find the best thing to do. Maybe we'll just mix them up and have them in their own jar. That could be interesting. Anyway, share this video with everyone you know, and like forcibly tell them to subscribe, because they simply must. And have a great day. Do thumbs up. Goodbye.